Greetings, fellow doll aficionados. Brace yourselves for yet another riveting episode of my Worldshop blog. Today we'll divide into the enchanting realm of ball-jointed dolls as the mystical materials that bring these tiny wonders to life. Of course, we'll also touch on our favorite subject, feminism in doll art. And as a little cherry on top, I'll provide a glimpse of my massive doll factory empire, which is in progress, of course. I've dedicated to do the series in a broadcast format, so you can choose the parts on the timeline that interested you directly. So, let's focus on 4 types of materials: polymer clay, self-setting plastic, porcelain, and Flumo air drying casting slip. We also shortly discuss how to work with each of them and highlight their differences. Ball-jointed dolls are highly customizable. Possible art dolls typically made from a variety of materials such as resin, clay, or even wood. They have intricately designed joints that allow them to move fluidly, resembling the range of motion and human body. The 2 most common materials used by doll artists are polymer clay and air dry clay. Each material has its own unique properties that make it suitable for creating stunning BJDs. Polymer clay, the versatile doll-making material. Polymer clay is a popular choice among doll artists for creating ball-jointed dolls because it is easy to work with and fires at low temperatures. This material is a type of oven-baked clay that hardens when heated, allowing artists to create intricate details and designs. Conditioning. Before using polymer clay, you need to condition it by kneading it until it becomes soft and pliable. Sculpting. Using your fingers or sculpting tools, shape the clay into the desired parts of your dolls. Polymer clay absorbs dirt, dust, and pet hair very easily. So, keep the pack open and have damp napkins on the table and wipe your hands more often. And ask your beloved cat to wait. Baking. Once you have sculpted your doll parts, follow the manufacturer's instructions to bake the clay in your oven. This will harden the clay and make it durable. We bake all the parts for an articulate doll in several stages. During the sculpting, we use so-called half bakes. When we bake the clay technologically, not to the finish, usually at 110 degrees. The doll is pretty big, so we bake it a bit longer than the package says. I will detail all the rules and tricks of baking on my page. And I talk about it in great detail in my course. Sanding and finishing. After baking, you can sand the doll parts to achieve a smooth finish. Then you can paint and seal your doll to bring it to life. The sanding of polymer clay is the most difficult and unpleasant. Requires solvents and is done in several steps. I will tell you more about it too. Stay tuned. Either that is in my course. Self-setting plastic, the low maintenance alternative. Self-curing plastic, also known as air clay, is another popular material for creating ball-jointed dolls. Like polymer clay, self-curing plastic doesn't require heat to harden. It cures at room temperature, making it an inconvenient option for those without access to an oven. Working with self-curing plastic. Sculpting. Shape the mixed material into the desired doll parts using your fingers or sculpting tools. You'll need to work relatively quickly as the plastic begins to harden after a few minutes. Curing. Allow the doll parts to cure at room temperature for the recommended time on the packing. This can vary from a few hours to a few days. Sanding and finishing. Just like with polymer clay, Sand your doll parts for a smooth finish, then paint and seal them to complete your creation. After opening the pack, make sure it doesn't dry out all the time. At the end of the job, you can put a damp napkin inside or moisten the surface with the water and close tightly. Self-curing clay can be in the form of liquid slicker by casting into plaster molds. In this case, it is handled in the same way as porcelain, only without firing. Comparing polymer clay and self-curing plastic. Curing process: polymer clay requires heat to cure, while self-curing plastic cures at room temperature. Workability. Polymer clay is harder to sand than self-solidifying clay. Some people find it easier to mold with polymer clay, others with self-setting clay. Self-setting clay is much more messy. It sticks to your hands a lot and many people don't like it. Durability. Due to the firing, polymer clay is generally stronger and more resistant to breakage than self-curing clay, making it a better option for dolls that will be handled frequently. Toxicity. Polymer clay is generally non-toxic, but it can emit fumes during the curing process. So make sure to work in a well-ventilated area, and it is better to bake in an oven where you don't cook food. Conclusion. Choosing between polymer clay and self-curing plastic largely depends on your personal preferences, working style, and the desired outcome for your ball-jointed doll. Honestly speaking, self-curing plastic is the most fragile of the materials. The only good thing about it is that it doesn't need to be baked. It is suitable for dolls that won't have much interaction with, or it can be used to make master model for silicone molds. Air hardening liquid clay, Flumo, a unique choice. The beauty of life is that choices are not binary. So, we have discussed two most popular materials and move on. Air hardening liquid clay, such as Flumo, is yet another material that can be used to create ball-jointed dolls. Flumo is a slip casting porcelain-like material that is specifically formulated for doll artists. Its main advantage is that it does not require heat to harden, which makes it an interesting alternative to polymer clay and self-curing plastic. Flumo is known for its fine texture and ability to capture intricate details, making it an excellent choice for creating delicate and realistic dolls. This is my personal opinion, not an advertisement for a brand. Especially as the material is quite rare, not everyone knows about it, so it is more like a know-how thing. Working with Flumo. Preparation. Flumo comes to a powdered form that needs to be mixed with water, create a pourable liquid consistency. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for the correct water-to-powder ratio. Molding. Pour the Flumo mixture into mold of your desired doll parts. Flumo is an alternative to porcelain, only without firing. It requires only gypsum molds, the same as porcelain. Like porcelain, it is thickened by the absorption of water into plaster when we pour it into the mold. This allows you to make an accurate cast. Air drying. Allow the Flumo filed mold to air dry for the recommended time, which can vary far from several hours to a few days, depending on the size and thickness of the doll parts. Demolding. Carefully remove the hardened Flumo doll parts from the mold. This material is very fragile when wet. As long as pieces are not dry, you can sculpt small parts with the liquid slicker. It is important that you only do this on wet parts. Otherwise, the lace will fall off. Sanding and finishing. Like other materials, Flumo doll parts can be sanded and smoothed to achieve the desired finish. After sanding, paint and seal your doll to complete your masterpiece. This material is very hard to sand once it has dried. Therefore, a little advice: sand it while it is damp with cloth. It can also be washed down with a damp brush, but be careful with this, there should be very little water. Comparing Flumo to polymer clay and self-curing plastic. Curing process. Now, Flumo air dries at room temperature, similar to self-curing plastic, while polymer clay requires heat. Texture. Flumo has a porcelain-like texture, which results in a more delicate and realistic appearance compared to polymer clay and self-curing plastic. Workability. Flumo is a slip casting material that needs to be poured into a mold, making it suitable for reproducing detailed designs. However, it doesn't offer the same level of sculpting versatility as polymer clay or self-curing plastic. Durability. Flumo is quite strong in comparison to self-curing plastic. A little tip. After final processing, the Flumo parts can be heated in a normal domestic oven up to 150 degrees. This will give greater strength. You won't find this on the label, so no thanks. On these three materials, only polymer clay is the most similar to a human skin and has a fresh color. All the self-curing clays are white and require further tinting. Polymer clay and Flumo can be painted with Genesis paints. It is the most durable and natural painting, despite the fact that the paint was done originally not for doll purposes. It is often used for reborn dolls. I will make a separate programs on this. Conclusion. A hardening liquid clay like Flumo offers a unique alternative to polymer clay and self-curing plastic for creating ball-jointed dolls. Its porcelain-like texture and air-drying properties make it an attractive choice for artists looking to create delicate and realistic dolls without the need for heat. When decided on the ideal material for your BJD, consider your desired outcome, working style, and individual preferences to find the perfect medium for your artistic vision. Experiment with different materials and techniques to unleash your creativity and produce stunning ball-jointed dolls that truly reflect your artistic talents. Porcelain ball-jointed dolls, timeless elegance. Porcelain has been a popular material for creating dolls for centuries, known for its beautiful, delicate appearance and the ability to capture intricate details. Ball-joint dolls made from porcelain have a timeless elegance reminiscent of classic antique dolls, and they are highly valued by collectors and enthusiasts alike. Making porcelain ball-joint dolls is a labor-intensive process and requires skill, patience, and attention to detail. But the results can be truly breathtaking. Slip preparation. Porcelain slip is a liquid mixture of water and porcelain clay. You can either purchase pre-mixed porcelain slip or mix your own using porcelain clay and water, following the manufacturer's instruction for the correct ratio. Molding. Pour the porcelain slip into gypsum mold designed specifically for slip casting. The mold should be of your designed doll parts, including the head, limbs, the body, and body segments. Setting. Allow the porcelain slip to sit in the mold for a specific amount of time. As the plaster mold absorbs water from the slip, a solid layer of clay forms against the mold's interior surface. The longer the slip sits in the mold, the thicker this layer becomes. Pouring off excess slip. Once the desired thickness is achieved, pour out the excess slip from the mold. The remaining clay layer will become your doll parts. Drying. Allow the clay parts to dry inside mold until they are leather hard, which typically takes several hours. Demolding and cleaning. Carefully remove the clay parts from the mold and clean the seams using a sponge, brush, or other sculpting tools to achieve a smooth finish. Green wear stage. At this stage, the porcelain parts are called green wear. They are fragile and must be handled with care. You can refine the details and add any desired carvings or embellishments during this stage. Biscuit firing. Once the green wear is completely dry, fire the porcelain parts at a kiln at temperature between 8 or 900 degrees Celsius. This process is called biscuit firing and it makes the porcelain hard. Sanding. Porcelain cannot be sanded after firing, so all parts are finished in 2 stages. First, the raw porcelain is sanded. It is very fragile and soft and it is impossible to achieve perfect accuracy. For this, the parts are biscuit baked at 800–900 degrees Celsius. The porcelain in this stage doesn't dissolve in water but can still be sanded down. This allows you to work out the fine details more accurately. And then it is baked finally at 1030 degrees Celsius, depending on the brand. Painting. Porcelain dolls are not glazed. Porcelain is a very solid and smooth material. Any paint will fall off. If it is a static doll that no one touches, the painting can be done in oil. Ball-jointed dolls are painted with special paints, which are baked at 800–900 degrees Celsius. This is the most durable painting. Assembly. Assemble your porcelain ball-jointed doll using elastic cuts, hooks, and connectors, ensuring that the joints move smoothly and seamlessly. All joints of articulate dolls are glued with fine leather or chamois, always natural. It is more flexible. This strengthens the joint and makes the movement softer. Conclusion. Creating porcelain ball-jointed dolls is an intricate and rewarding process that results in beautiful, timeless, and highly sought-after pieces of art. The delicate nature of porcelain lends itself well by capturing realistic and elegant details. Although working with porcelain can be challenging and requires specialized equipment, such as a kiln, the end result is a stunning and valuable addition to any doll collection. As always, experimenting with different materials and techniques will help you grow as an artist and create exquisite ball-jointed dolls that truly reflect your unique style and vision. Ultimately, all our materials can be used to create stunning and intricate ball-jointed dolls. Great! I have had my doll taken away. She went to Estonia and we are still trying to find a name for her. Or rather, the owner has already chosen her own, but by happy coincidence, Catalans usually have 2 names each. So one will also fit in the certificate from the author, which I will send her by post. And here is my plasticine master model. With this help, I will make molds, gypsum for porcelain, silicone for polymer clay. My students have promised to help me with the tirage, so I hope we can ship the dolls to everyone who wants them. Also, I promised to get a Patreon for a long time, but somehow the storyline was lacking. Now the time has come. And as always, a great idea comes in the form of a side idea. Therefore, in a moment of crisis, I urge everyone to do something as much as she can. That's how you get lucky anyway. Well, here goes. I have long dreamed of making a wooden series of my dolls, but I didn't want to become a woodcarver. It's not my discipline. But then I realized that I could digitize my master model and then cut out the doll on a CNC machine. That's something I'll be doing next month. But having a 3D model on my doll, as well as the willingness of the digital artist to collaborate, led me to a pretty concrete plan. This will be a chat room in the new Patreon. In it, we will discuss the plot of the tale with my doll. Then, based on the collective plot, we will draw some comic book scenes, which we will publish 2 or 4 times a month on YouTube and on social media. So everyone will get acquainted with it. But the original comic will be minted as NFT. The number of copies will be counted by the number of patrons, plus 1 copy to me and 1 to the digital artist. NFT technology has a tough road. But since my physical work is growing in value, so why not try my hand in the digital world? For those who are older, let me shortly explain that NFT is a digital way of establishing our authorship, a kind of certificate of ownership based on blockchain technology. The record in which cannot be faked. The same comic can be found in 1,000 different places, but there is an original record on the internet that states who owns the work and what proportions. I'll also be signing postcards and taking Polaroid photos that I'll be sending around the world. And the most valuable subscribers will receive different parts of the doll to collect your own over time. Macedonian plans. Do like this if you are inspired by the scale. And please be sure to subscribe to the channel. And one more thing. If you have been involved in the game since the last issue with choosing a name for the Barcelona doll, please post your Catalan name choices under this episode. I got some great choices. We'll definitely settle on one for the next issue, but there is still a chance for you to suggest one now. Catalan, please, as one subscriber rightly pointed out. We'll be sure to reward the winner nicely. Due to the rush of work, I'll steal a secret how. Gracias! For me, feminism is not a part of the trendy agenda. It was for me a way of explaining to myself how to live right. And every woman has her own way of self-understanding. So I empathize with every woman on it. I'm going to talk about the fates of artists who have inspired me. And today will be the granny of Polymer Clay, as she's known in professional circles. Käthe Kruse, born Katharina Simon on September 17, 1883 in Bad Kösen, Germany, was a pioneering figure in the doll-making industry. She led an extraordinary life marked by personal and professional triumphs and challenges. Kathe Kruse grew up in a working-class family and faced financial hardships during her childhood. As a young woman, she moved to Berlin to pursue a career in acting. In 1902, she married the sculptor Max Kruse, and together they had 8 children. The story of Kathe Kruse's foray into doll making began in 1905 when her daughter Maria wished for a doll as a Christmas present. Unable to afford a suitable doll, Kathe decided to create one herself. She used towels, sand, and a potato sack to craft a simple, soft doll with a warm and love-like appearance. This humble creation marked the beginning of her journey as a doll maker. Kathe's handmade dolls quickly gained popularity among friends and acquaintances. She started receiving requests to create more dolls, and soon her hobby evolved into a business. In 1911, she established the Kathe Kruse Company, which went on to become a renowned name in the doll-making industry. Kathe Kruse dolls were unique as they were designed to be warm, comforting companions for children. These dolls were made using high-quality materials and featured lifelike expressions, setting them apart from the mass-produced dolls of that era. Kathe's innovative ideas and attention to detail played a significant role in her success. Kathe also had to confront the theft of her creative ideas. As her dolls gained popularity, counterfeit dolls made with cheaper materials began to flood the market. Kathe thought to protect her brand and her creations against these knockoffs. Kathe Kruse's dedication to her craft and her unwavering spirit left indelible mark of the doll-making industry. Her innovative designs and manufacturing principles continue to influence modern doll making. Kathe passed away on July 19, 1968, but her legacy lives on through her company, which remains a respected name in the world of doll making. Kathe Kruse's life story is an inspiring tale of a woman who defined societal norms and expectations to create a successful business and leave lasting impact on her chosen field. Her journey serves as a reminder of the importance of determination, resilience, and believing in oneself, even on the face of adversity. But Kathe Kruse's life was not without its challenges, and her journey as a doll maker was marked by professional and professional struggles. One of the most significant trials she faced was the relationship with her husband, Max Kruse, a renowned sculptor. Their marriage was fraught with difficulties, which eventually led to a bitter divorce. Through the lens of modern feminism, Kathe's story demonstrates the resilience and strength of a woman who fought to maintain her autonomy and protect her intellectual property. At the time, women's rights were limited and their contributions were often overlooked or overshadowed by their male counterparts. Kathe, however, refused to let this societal imbalance define her. The legal battle with her husband was grueling as Kathe fought not only for her personal freedom, but also for the right to continue her doll-making business. Despite the numerous obstacles she encountered, Kathe managed to emerge victorious, retaining the rights of her creations, the security in her place in the doll-making industry. Unfortunately, Kathe's struggles did not end with her divorce. As her dolls grew in popularity, unscrupulous individuals began to steal her creative ideas and produce counterfeit dolls. These knock-off dolls were made with cheaper material and lacked the quality and craftsmanship that set Kathe's creations apart. This theft of her intellectual property was a significant setback for Kathe, both financially and emotionally. From a modern feminist perspective, Kathe Kruse's determination to protect her creative ideas and defend her right to be recognized for her work is an inspiring testament to her strength and courage. In a time when women were often dismissed and undervalued, Kathe stood her ground and fought for recognition she deserved. Kathe Kruse's story is a powerful reminder of the importance of advocating for women's rights and equal opportunities. Her unyielding spirit in the face to adversity serves as an inspiration to women like me and countless others who continue to break boundaries and challenge societal norms in pursuit of their artistic visions. By honoring Kathe Kruse's legacy, we not only celebrate her achievements but also reaffirm the importance of empowering women to follow their dreams regardless of the obstacles they may face. During one of the trials with her husband, Max Kruse, Kathe faced the daunting task of proving that her dolls were indeed her own original creations. In a time when women's achievements were often overshadowed by their male counterparts, Kathe was determined to demonstrate her skill and artistry in the court in an unprecedented, bold move. Kathe decided to sculpt a doll right in the courtroom. With all eyes on her, she fearlessly set to work, showcasing her unparalleled craftsmanship and expertise. The room fell silent as the judge and everyone present watched Kathe's nimble fingers mold the shape, the material into a lifelike doll. As Kathe completed the doll, the courtroom was left in awe and her undeniable talent. Though her brave demonstration, Kathe not only proved her authorship or her unique dolls, but also challenged societal norms and expectations that often diminished women's accomplishments. This powerful episode in Kathe Kruse's life serves as a testament to her unwavering determination and courage. In the face of adversity, she stood up for herself and her work, refusing to let anyone undermine her accomplishments. Kathe's actions that day in the courtroom have become an enduring symbol of female improvement, inspiring generation of women to fight their rights and recognition in a male-dominated world. This exact duration of trial between Käthe Kruse and her husband, Max Kruse, is not well documented. However, it is evident that the legal battle was a significant and challenging period in Kathe's life. During this time, she fought for her personal freedom, the rights to her creations, and the continued success of her doll-making business. Despite the obstacles she faced, Kathe's determination and resilience ultimately led to her victory, allowing her to retain control of her intellectual property and cement her legacy in the doll-making industry. As Kathe Kruse dolls gained popularity and recognition, they also caught the attention of unscrupulous individuals who sought to profit from her creative ideas. Counterfeit dolls made with cheaper materials and inferior craftsmanship began to appear on the market, mimicking Kathe's unique designs. These knockoffs not only threatened her business but also risked tarnishing her reputation for producing high-quality, lifelike dolls. Kathe was determined to protect her creations and her brand. She took several measures to safeguard her intellectual property and ensure the authenticity of her dolls. Kathe pursued legal action against those who produced and sold counterfeit dolls. Through lawsuits, she aimed to hold these individuals accountable and prevent them from further exploiting her ideas and designs. To distinguish her original dolls from counterfeits, Kathe ensured that each doll produced by her company was marked with her signature or distinctive logo. This allowed customers to easily identify authentic Käthe Kruse dolls and discourage counterfeits from copying her designs. Kathe maintained strict quality control measures within her company to ensure that each doll met her high standards for materials, craftsmanship, and lifelike features. By consistently producing top-quality dolls, Kathe reinforced her reputation as a premier doll maker and set her creation apart from the inferior knockoffs. Kathe worked to raise public awareness about the issue on counterfeit dolls and the importance of supporting authentic craftsmanship. By educating consumers about the differences between her original dolls and the cheap imitations, Kathe encouraged them to make informed choices and support her legitimate business. To stay ahead of counterfeits, Kathe continually developed new designs, materials, and techniques to improve her dolls. By constantly involving her creations, she made it more difficult for others to replicate her work and maintain the same level of innovation. Through her relentless efforts, Kathe Kruse managed to safeguard her creations and preserve the integrity of her brand. Her determination to protect her intellectual property and maintain the quality of her dolls serve as an inspiring example of artists and entrepreneurs alike. The biopic about Käthe Kruse and feature film Big Eyes both tell the stories of remarkable female artists who fought to claim ownership of their work and gain recognition in a male-dominated world. These films capture the essence of their subjects' struggles, triumphs, and enduring legacies. The biopic about Käthe Kruse follows her journey from a young woman with a vision for creating warm, lifelike dolls to the founder of a renowned doll-making business. The film delves into her personal and professional challenges, including her tumultuous marriage to Max Kruse and her legal battle to retain the rights to her creations. Käthe's story highlights the importance of determination, resilience, and believing in oneself even in the face of adversity. The film serves as a tribute to Käthe Kruse's impact on the doll-making industry and her legacy as a pioneering female artist. Big Eyes feature film. Directed by Tim Burton, Big Eyes tells the true story of artist Margaret Keane, whose iconic paintings of children with large expressive eyes gained widespread popularity in the 1950s and 1960s. The film explores the challenges Margaret faces as her husband, Walter Keane, claimed credit for her work and built a successful art empire under false pretenses. Big Eyes follows Margaret's journey to reclaim her artistic identity, culmination in a dramatic courtroom showdown where she provides her authorship by painting one of her signature portraits in front of the judge and jury. Both films showcase the stories of female artists who fought for recognition and ownership of their work in a time when women's contributions were often overshadowed by men. Käthe Kruse and Margaret Keane's determination to protect their intellectual property and assert their rightful place for their respective industries serve as powerful reminders of the importance of advocating for women's rights and equal opportunities. While Käthe Kruse focuses on the world of doll making and Big Eyes is centered around the realm of painting, both films highlight the universal theme of female improvement and resilience of women who triumphed over adversity. These compelling stories continue to inspire generations of artists and remind us of the importance of celebrating and honoring the achievements of women across all fields. So, please subscribe and press like. We hope this episode has been informative and inspiring for all the doll artists out there. Stay tuned for more exciting topics and tutorials on our doll artist video blog. Happy crafting!